live. This is Father Jonathan Meyer, and this is our Sunday reflection for the 6th Sunday in Ordinary Time. And just real quick, we do a lot of videos, and sometimes things look different. So just so you know, I am in my office right now at the All Saints Parish office here in Dover, Indiana. Matthew chapter 5, 17 through 37. I want to reflect on two things today. First, Jesus says he did not come to abolish the law and the prophets, but to fulfill them. He didn't come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. This past week we had over 60 young people on our confirmation retreat, and one of the Old Testament readings that we were reflecting upon was Abraham and Isaac, and we ended up just expanding it and looking at the sacrifice of Abel, the son of Adam and Eve, who offered the sacrifice of a lamb. We look at the sacrifice of Abraham, who offers his son. And we look at the sacrifice of Melchizedek, who offered bread and wine. Abel, a lamb. Abraham, his son. Melchizedek, bread and wine. All of these are fulfilled in Jesus, in the Holy Eucharist. All of these are fulfilled in the Holy Sacrifice in the Mass. So when Jesus says he did not come to abolish the law, he came to fulfill them. That's because he is the Lamb, he is the Son, and he is the bread and wine that are offered for our eternal salvation. We hear this every time that the Eucharistic prayer is prayed, Eucharistic prayer number 1, the Roman canon. And in it, we see the fulfillment of the old law when we see the beauty and the continuity that exists within them. So if this is true in liturgical law, in the way that we worship, it's also true in the moral law. So our gospel passage then continues today where Jesus then breaks down the moral law, where he says, you have heard that you shall not kill. I say you shouldn't even be angry. You have heard that you should not commit adultery. I say that you shouldn't look lustfully at another. So Jesus doesn't abolish the law. Jesus fulfills the law. He brings the law to its fulfillment. He actually calls us to something higher, so that if we love and when we love, we're not even disposed to break the law. If I have love in my heart, I'm not even angry. And it's anger that leads to murder. If I'm in love, then I'm not lusting, and it's lust that leads to adultery. So God calls us out of ourselves with his law of love, and his law of love then calls us to live above the law. We don't need the law. One of a great lay evangelist in my early priesthood used to always ask the question, what law do you struggle with? What law of God do you struggle with? And take that to prayer, and most likely you'll realize that you don't have the love of God in your heart concerning that situation. And if you invite love into that, you will realize that the sin will go away. The example I always use is, do husband and wife need the law, thou shalt not kill? They don't. Why? Because they love each other. But if love is absent, then they need the law, thou shalt not kill. Love calls us out of the law. We don't need the law when we love. We need the law when we don't love. And so Jesus, who is love itself, calls us to fulfillment and to perfection. There are discussion questions down below for this 6th Sunday of Ordinary Time, and I want to encourage you just to listen to those, to reflect upon them, find someone to discuss them with, and grow in your faith. Please know that in just a few weeks, we will begin Rise Up, our Lenten and Easter reflections. Please sign up for those, and please get ready to journey to the cross and to the empty tomb with us. Take care. God bless you. Have a great day.